section 6, we will introduce the database. So the objective of this section is to understand the usage of database. First of all, database. We can consider a database in Notion as a more powerful table first. It is more powerful than a table because we can edit the properties of each column of this table. And the second advantage is each cell of the first column could include a page or a table inside it. Let's have a look at it. First of all, let's create a table first, like this. Then we can turn a table into a database. Just select it and then turn into database. Then we can have a database as below. Let me turn this back to a simple page, simple table. Then here we can name this database. For example, I can give it a name as a recipe. I will use a recipe as an example, so I name this database as a recipe. So the first column, also noted as AA column 1, is known as the title column. After we have a table turned into a database, next step, we can add pages or tables within a cell of the first column. For example, the first column we have we made it to be a menu, so we can have different food. The first one is fish and chips, second one is a garden salad, third one is hot pot. Here, for the fish and chips, we can open it. Then it will like a page on the right. Then here we can add the recipe of fish and chips here. For example, we can add the recipe here like this for fish and chips. Then for this title, fish and chips, we can have more details within it. Then we can have a side C of it. For other cells of the first column, we also can add something into it. For example, for the hot pot, we can add the food for the hot pot as below as a table here. Add a table here. For example, we can have the first column as for some meat. Second column, we need some vegetables for the hot pot, and some drinks as a third column, and others including chips. In this way, we can add pages or tables within a cell of the first column. Next step, we can edit the property of other columns. For example, if we add a column here to determine if the food is spicy or not, then we can add a column here as spicy, and we can add the property here. We want this type of this property to be multi-selection, and for the options of the selection, we can add it from here. Not sure, then just enter it, then it will be added here. Then we can for each title cell we can select if it is spicy or not, selected from these options. For example, sure, yes, not sure. So this is because this column as the type of this column is a multi-selection, so the icon for it will be like this. Will be a multi-selection. So you can select it here. In this way, we can put multi-options for each title of the first column. Another example is if the third column, we can make it add the property here. If we make the property type as a selection for this column, that means we will also have multiple options, but we can only select one of the options for each title. For example, this fish and chips, we will have it for breakfast or lunch only, but we can only select one of the options. For example, garden salad, you can select it lunch or dinner. And hot pot, we can select dinner for it. And the fourth column is an example. We can add other properties for this column. For example, here I select the type of last added time. Then it will create the last added time here, updated time automatically in this column for each row. Then the fifth column, I selected the type of this column to be text, so and named it as notes. In this way, we can add some notes for each row. For example, for the fish and chips, this is a famous food in the UK, and for the hot pot, it's a famous food from China, like that. So the next step, we can change the view of the database. For example, this is a normal view. It's like a table, a powerful table, but we can change the view of it. For example, here we can change it to, if we click here, the table edit view, we can change it. For example, then we can select this layout, and if we select gallery, then it will give the table as below. For example, if we open the first one, gallery, if we include some pictures within the first the cell of the first column, then it can be displayed in the gallery. For example, here we add a picture here of the fish and chips within the first cell of the first column, then it will display in the gallery as below. For example, here we add a picture here, so we can see the disadvantages for the table is it will give a list, but for the gallery view, it will give the picture then it will look beautiful.